welcome back to my pregnancy journey. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. This is for week 35. Okay, so let's do this. Week 35. Okay, so week 35's appointment was actually super chill. I just got done with it, and I had just a biophysical profile, so it's where they go in and then they just make sure he hits all of his boxes, checks all his boxes off. You know, they really prep you to be like, this is gonna take a really long time, like be prepared. You could be here for 30 minutes to an hour. And so far, baby boy has been doing really good. He really doesn't take that much time. This was absolutely the fastest that I've ever been in and out of the doctor's office, including last week with my OB or with my nurse practitioner. Yeah, I went in, they, you know, put the ultrasound jelly stuff on, and right away, he was practicing breathing. He was moving a lot. Like, it was kind of crazy how much he was moving. So he's moving a lot, and he was doing all the stuff. My amniotic fluid went down again. Week 34, it was 25. This week it was like 24.78, so it did go down a little bit. Obviously it's still high enough that they're keeping an eye on it, and it's still considered high, which means you know, it means that that's probably going to be another factor towards me having him early. It kind of sounds like the reasons that he's gonna come early are my hypertension, the fact that he's a big baby, because at some point, you know, they still want you to deliver naturally and not via C-section. So I have a feeling once you get to a certain weight, they're kind of like, ugh. So it'll be interesting what his growth scan is next week, but then also the amniotic fluid. So doesn't necessarily mean induction, but it sounds like we'll probably end up scheduling that next week, just so we have it on the calendar in case, you know, just in case, to make sure that we take care of him. Let's see. So yeah, no, he did so good though. I kind of wish he wasn't doing as good right away, just so I could see him more. But he's just like, it's so good to see that he's doing as well as he is, especially after having the last 2 weeks of being a little bit on high alert. And like this weekend, he'll still do this thing. He did this when I was still at work, where I had to go in for a non-stress test, where he just wasn't really moving, and I was like, dude, I need you to move, I need to feel you. And just over the weekend, he just got his kick counts in and didn't really get much else for me. And I'm so used to him moving so much that I was like, why aren't you moving? So, you know, that I started to get concerned, but then Monday and today he's been like having a party in there. So he's really doing good, which is so good to see. It was really cool too, because right when she started, I don't know, I feel like he knows somehow that like something's going on. Maybe there's like sounds that he can hear or something outside, but when the tech put like the thing on my stomach, he, like, I got to watch both of his feet move, and I felt like, yeah, sometimes I can feel it, but like I really felt like when he kicked. And so like in my head, I'm like, visually I can see like, oh, when he kicks up in my, you know, upper left tummy, that's his feet right now. And I got to see his hands. I think one of the things that they don't show enough, personally, is their hands. And I mean, they're not like the most important thing, but like watching him like punching and grabbing was so cool. And at one point he like put his thumb up in his mouth, and I was like, That's my boy. So that was really cool. That was really special. And he's very good at turning his face for us to see. He's still got the chubbiest cheeks. And I'm so excited to see them in person so I can squeeze them. But yeah, I'm just, today's appointment, as short as it was, made me feel really good about where he's at. I'm even more anxious to talk to my actual OB though and find out what the deal is in terms of when he thinks we need to schedule things. Because I like planning, and now that there's, I don't want to say now that there's the opportunity, but now that that is something that we need to be talking about, I want to plan it. I want to be aware of what he's thinking. So I'm on the same page as him. That's really the big thing, is I just want to be on the same page as him. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. Now that the appointment's over. Next week, I do have, for week 36, I do have a cardiologist appointment, and then I have an OB appointment and a growth scan plus BPP, so we'll get to see him again. And this time I should be able to do the ultrasound before meeting with my OB. So I'm basically gonna have 3 ultrasounds before seeing my OB next, and I'm like, I just want to talk to you and find out what you're thinking. But it's fine. It's fine. Let's see, anything else? Oh, kind of an interesting thing. I had an eye doctor appointment today. I've been putting it off for a very, very long time. So long that I'm not going to say actually how long it's been. But I definitely went way over my year for the yearly eye exam. And nothing bad, but I did find out that apparently your vision can change between either pregnancy or breastfeeding. So that's kind of interesting. And so they they did a little adjusting to my actual prescription, but generally it's the same, more or less. There's just a little bit of tweaking, I want to say, with my left prescription. But they were like, so just keep an eye on it, and if something changes, come back and see us. So I was like, okay. But that's something interesting. I didn't know. I didn't know that your eyes can change. Like, pregnancy and how bodies work is just, it's incredible. It really is. All the crazy stuff that our bodies do when we're growing another human. Other than, you know, just growing another human. Let's see, couple other things. So we actually went to the Colts game last night. We got some tickets from my husband's work. So that was really fun. And I think it's so interesting to be at a point in pregnancy where I can really tell what he's doing. So we're in the stadium, right? And it's so loud, and it's, you know, it's late. It was an 8 o'clock game. And we ended up staying till about 10. So around the third quarter. And it was just amazing because, like, I could feel him moving so much. And I think he could really tell, like, we weren't at home like we usually are, you know, at 8 o'clock on a Monday night. So he was having an absolute blast. Just, you know, well, I'm assuming he was having a blast, but he was definitely moving quite a bit. So that was really cool. And let's see. So, a little bit of symptoms. So actually walking back from the Colts game, we were fortunate enough to be in a parking garage that was very, very close to the actual stadium. But oh my goodness, like, the amount of walking wasn't that terrible, but the amount of ups and downs, it just wreaked havoc on my round ligaments, I think that's what it is, like below the belly. Oh, that hurt so much. Oh my gosh, it really, I was in so much pain when we got home. And it all went away by morning. I mean, it was still like a little sore, but yeah, I can really tell how much and how heavy he is on my body now. So there was that. I've also had a couple nights of super bad insomnia, like the kind where I usually wake up around 2 to 3 in the morning to use the restroom. And there have been a couple nights where like I'm just awake for the rest of the night. And that just destroys the rest of my day because I'm so exhausted that I just can't move. So that started to go away here at the beginning of this new week, here at week 35. But it's definitely been really difficult. Or I should say, I guess the end of week 35. But yeah, it's definitely been hard. And then, I feel like still burpy. Nothing, not that interesting. Still just a little burpy. But I'm sure you've noticed all the jump cuts. It's because I'm a little burpy. But okay, that's where I'm gonna end it because I know this is gonna be a long one. And I think that's really all that needs to be covered this week anyway. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking out my pregnancy journey. Congratulations to anyone and everyone who has found out they are pregnant or has had their little baby. Just, babies. After seeing him in the biophysical today, I can't wait. I mean, I've been excited, but I really can't wait. But I will talk to you guys next week for week 36, and hopefully I will have some more information on what my doctor is thinking. All right, thank you guys again, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.